What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing our review on South of Midnight. I am a little late with this review, but better late than never. As we normally do with these type of videos, we're going to be doing the summary of the game, the likes and dislikes that I have for the game, and then we're going to finish it off with a final verdict and a rating for the game and if I recommend it or not. So yeah, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's start off with what the game is about. South of Midnight is a linear third-person action-adventure game set in a gothic fantasy version of the American Deep South. You'll immediately notice the southern accents and cultural inspirations throughout the game. The story follows Hazel Flood, a young woman from the town of Prospero, as she sets off on a journey to find her mother, who was swept away by a flood during a hurricane. Along the way, Hazel discovers she is a weaver, which is a magical mender of broken bonds and spirits. As she travels, she faces off against haunting creatures known as haints, learns the tragic past of those she encounters, and unravels the deeper mysteries surrounding her family. This dark, modern folk tale is driven by strong character development, lyrical music inspired by southern folktale, and a heartfelt narrative. The story is divided into 14 chapters and the game is relatively short. It only took me like 8 to 9 hours to finish the game. Alright, so let's get into the things I liked about the game, and for starters, the story. I really enjoyed the story of this game. Hazel's personal journey was well written and the characters you meet along the way are rich with personality and depth. Each boss you face has a backstory that explains how they became the creature or person that they are now. Hazel helps both animal and human spirits by healing their emotional wounds. Pretty much how she does that is she bottles up their negative emotions, and through each negative emotion you see the backstory of what happened in their past and how they became, the person that they became. And then after you bottle up enough of those emotions, you untangle their knot, which leads to a boss fight with that creature or person. And by defeating them, it helps like get rid of the darkness that surrounds them. It's genuinely touching. One of the standout characters is Catfish. Yes, it's a catfish whose name is Catfish. He assists you during your journey and has a interesting connection with the Weavers and Hazel's grandmother. He doesn't go into full detail on that connection, but he hints that he knows things about both. So, but altogether, the story, it's really good and I enjoyed it a lot. The voice acting is excellent in this game. The southern accents are authentic and never feel forced. Like, there hasn't been one character I had came across in the game where I'm like, I feel like they're forcing that accent so that way it can be part of the game. Like, it all felt authentic and I really like that about the game. Hazel's voice actor, she does a really good job conveying her emotions, and the supporting cast all contribute to the atmosphere and storytelling in a meaningful way.
Pardon my mud. What'd you see? Tell me all the juicy details.
Is this entertainment for you?
Well, fish ain't got no TV.
The things I saw? I get why Mama had to wash her day off when she got home. Use up all our hot water on really bad days.
Oh, was your mama a weaver too?
Social worker. She never really felt like she helped enough. Do you think I did enough for Benji?
Oh, my dear. Weavers do fix things deep down. They mend parts of your soul so ripped, you'd forgotten they were ever one piece.
How do you know so much? Did a weaver ever help you?
Oh, I don't like to talk much about myself.
And then the storm, and then our house in the river, and I wasn't fast enough to catch the trailer.
Baby, breathe. You can't blame yourself for that. Ain't nobody outrunning flood waters.
I thought maybe you got to her before I could.
I'm so sorry, honey. Something big as a trailer would catch at the river bend down yonder. Lacey had friends who could have helped her. Some you might not know about.
The audio design is spot on. Everything sounds clean and well balanced. The music though is what really blew me away. It's atmospheric, emotional, and deeply tied to the story. One cool feature is that each chapter has a song themed around either the character is focused on, so say like a boss that you're going to be fighting, or it had the theme is whatever like Hazel is going through during that time. So say like one of the chapters with the giant alligator called Two-Toed Tom, the music that's playing throughout the chapter leading up to fighting him, the lyrics are solely about Two-Toed Tom. And then when you're fighting him, there's even more lyrics about that boss. And I found that really cool how like each chapter has music solely about the boss or whatever Hazel is feeling. And the music, it sounds very good. Like it sounds very good, especially later on when one, it's not really a boss, but it was one creature that was looking for a son, and like she was singing throughout the whole chapter, and it sounds so beautiful. So the music in this game is very good.
The locals got angry, left traps out for him. Through Rock started shouting, his prospects were grim. Easy to blame Benji, my mother's favorite son. For her and my family, my plan had begun.
There he goes.
Oh, you gotta throw a rock at that shit. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, that was a new one. The combat in this game is solid and enjoyable, though it can feel a bit repetitive at times, I'm not gonna lie. To other people it may feel more repetitive, but to me it didn't bother me too much, so that's why I have it in my likes list, because I did enjoy it for what it had to offer. Hazel has 4 main abilities: Weave, which stuns enemies, you can get free hits off of them; Strand Push, which deals damage and knocks enemies back; Strand Pull, which pulls enemies closer to Hazel and she can follow up with an attack, or if the target is too big or too heavy, it pulls Hazel towards the target and she follows up with an aerial attack. And then last but not least, Kutan, which is a companion doll that turns enemies into allies for a short amount of time. But another cool thing about him is that he can also access areas outside of combat that Hazel can't, so that's another cool feature as well. Also, there is a small skill tree to upgrade these abilities using points gained from combat and exploration. Like I did say before, it is a linear game, so it's not a lot of exploration, but there are certain paths that you can go to that pretty much just lead to a dead end, and then you just come right back to the main path. But normally those paths have like the points that you need to upgrade. And besides the tree for her to upgrade ability, she also has just a main tree as well just for herself. So altogether the combat, like I said, it's pretty solid. Every boss fight felt unique and creative. No two bosses were alike, and the designs and mechanics kept things fresh and exciting. All the bosses felt pretty good for what they had to offer. Like I said, they all offer like different mechanics you had to do in order to defeat that boss. And I like any game that has that, where it's like no bosses felt like you just fought that boss 1 or 2 bosses ago. Every boss has its own thing going on, does its own thing, and you just learn how to beat it on your own. So I played on the PC version, of this on high settings, and the graphics looked really good throughout the entirety of the game. There were no stutters, buffers, none of that. Everything looked great. There were no issues there. I think the highest was like ultra or very high, I'm not too sure, but normally when I'm streaming I don't play on ultra or very high. I would say I normally play on the second highest. So if a game just offers like high settings, then that's when I'll play on max. But if it has like ultra, very high, I'll either play on high or very high, just to, you know, so that way I'm not stressing my PC out. But like I said, it looked very good throughout the entirety of the game, so I had to put it on my list. Platforming in this game was fluid and fun, with double jump, air dash, and a glider all combining for a smooth traversal. It felt intuitive and satisfying across the whole game. Like, it was very fun, like being able to eat. You even have wall running too. They add like all four of those things together. Oh yeah, it could be a great time. Now let's get into the things that I didn't like about the game. First off being camera controls. The camera often had to be adjusted manually, which made some exploration sections a little frustrating. There was times where I was trying to get through the board. I kept falling off the map because I kept having to adjust the camera before I could get through a very tight area with spikes. And I'm just like, oh my God, come on. It was a little frustrating. I wish that the camera would just naturally follow Hazel like other games have it, to where it automatically follows the person that you're playing as, and then you have the option to manually move the camera around. I wish it was more like that. But yeah, that was one of the things I didn't like. The game doesn't dive deeply enough into the history of the Weavers and how Hazel gained her powers. I was left wanting more context and more lore about the lineage and what it truly means to be a Weaver. Like I said before, Catfish lets us know that he knows things about the Weaver, but he never really told us, or about past Weavers, but he's never really told us what it is to be a Weaver, or how Weavers gain their powers, what kind of powers Weavers have, because I feel like Weavers in this game have more than just what we experience from Hazel. But I kind of wish they told us a little bit more of what the Weavers can do, what their purpose is, and how their power even gains. Because like I said, I feel like he knows something, but I guess they just didn't want to go too deeply, or I guess make the game much longer by giving us more lore. I don't know, but I do dislike the fact that we have a lack of lore when it comes to the Weavers. Now this one is just mainly a personal thing, but I did feel like the game was a bit too short. I don't mind shorter games at all, but I feel like the game would have benefited off of an additional 2 to 3 hours of story or gameplay. Maybe, like I said, then we could have got some more lore on the Weavers, or just lore on the entire world in general, because some of those chapters are actually very short. There was a chapter that was like 30 minutes, and then there was a chapter that was like 15. So like and then there was other chapters that took a whole hour. So the chapter length, like some of those chapters probably could have added more lore into the game for us. So I was kind of disappointed in the length of the game as a whole. 12 hours I feel like would have been a little bit more better for me, but hey, it is what it is. South of Midnight is a beautiful, emotionally driven experience that tells a unique story rooted in Southern folklore. While it's on the shorter side of things and could use more lore depth, the storytelling, voice acting, music, and boss design make it a journey worth taking. And my rating for this game will be a 9 out of 10. It is a great game and it's worth picking up. Now, I would recommend, if you have Game Pass, whether it be Xbox or PC Game Pass, pick it up on there. If you cannot get it on there, the game is $40. So if you don't want to pay the $40, go ahead, wait for that price to drop. But if you don't mind it, go ahead, pick it up right away. But like I said, if you have Game Pass, get it immediately, because the game is worth playing. It's such a good game and I really recommend it. And that is pretty much it for this video. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Like I said, this is a great game that for anybody who has not played it yet, you definitely need to play it, because it is such a joy to play. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see any more videos from me, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.